mistaken. I have the high ground.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Good evening. Sorry for that. Good evening. Sorry. You're going to have to deal with the fuzziness. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Blacklist Universe. I am your host, Mike S. Miller. This is my channel. And I was just talking offline with my friend Jimmy Reyes and trying to set up a time for him to come on. I'm like, are you busy right now? And so I sent him the link. Hopefully he'll get here relatively soon because I don't want to just be sitting here inking all by myself, although that is something I'm willing to do to entertain you, my audience.
Believe it!
Who will just sit there and watch me draw. Except here's the problem. My gooseneck is broken. And I don't know where my other one is. I had another one that Elijah kept using for music on the piano and stuff. But like, okay, it's still working. It's there and it's standing still, but it's like, I don't know what kind of metal it's made out of, but it's very bendy. And eventually the part that bends just broke, but it's still encased in plastic. I can't show you anything that I'm talking about, but it's encased in plastic. And so it's kind of just like, and so it's just sitting there. And if I like barely touch it, it wobbles. And I know. Wonderful, right? Anyways, let me get over to the YouTube view on Tube. Mute this and share this out so that some peoples can come on in. Tweet in. And then where else? Facebook. Sorry, I've got some almonds.
I don't use explosive.
I've got some almonds in my teeth. Anywho. All right. 6 people here. Say something. Say hello. Say hello to my little friends. So you guys know I'm working on page number 42. Secret project coming on down the pike. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I'm getting very close to finishing this thing. And that's the issue with my broken camera. Otherwise, I would have the camera looking down on the work so you could see me actually producing this comic book goodness for you. But as it is, sorry, but I can't. You know what I should have? I didn't post this to Facebook. I mean, I posted it to Facebook. I just didn't. Usually I make it live on Mike S. Miller Illustrator at the same time. But no. What's up, Joe Siak? Joe, I don't know what that means. Could you inform me what exactly Siak? It means first. All right. What is up, Joe? Joe is first to comment on tonight's stream. And he says first. Oh, I like your little I like your emblem there. That was such a great movie, man. That Joker film was just phenomenal. I don't know how many times I even watched that. I went and saw it in the theaters, I think like 4 times. My daughter loves it. Just an amazing piece of film. But anyway, all right, did this go through on yeah. All right, so all right, let me hide that. Did you guys check out?
No.
Oh, you know, hold on. Let me not do that. Let me share. Also, I'm going to show you some other pages. Hi, Simon, and sorry it's so late. I know, terribly late. And Elrod, what's up, Elrod? This is one of the earlier pages I showed you guys. I think I showed you guys. But I have to have this page up because I'm drawing all of these crazy sort of semi-steampunk knights in the background, and I'm drawing this is the big scene, the big battle scene that I'm doing at the end of the book, and so they are there. And you know what? Jimmy's here. What is up, Jimmy?
Yeah, I was starting to watch you as you go. I was watching the show,
and then I realized, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be joining in. So I was entertained, man. I mean,
Oh, well,
it was.
I'm glad I could entertain you while you're supposed to be here.
What?
So, ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Reyes, are you still in San Antonio?
Yeah, still
Wow.
still a Texan, man. Can't
Handling the heat. Here, let me get rid of this terrible piece of art on my screen. So,
I don't know. I can't say I'm handling the heat. I think I'm still live out here, you know.
managing.
Yeah, managing. How beautiful is the weather in California?
It's been actually pretty hot the past few weeks. It's been some kind of crazy heat wave. I mean, we had,
What is it, like 77 degrees out there now?
oh, no.
Crazy heat wave.
We're actually inland about 12 miles. So it's been in the 90s, man.
Oh, wow. That's actually kind of high for, 12 miles from the ocean.
Yeah.
Man,
That ocean buffer only, I don't know, 3-4 miles, maybe. Well, I mean, it depends on depends on the landscape.
yeah.
So it comes as far as the first set of hills.
Wow. So the hills are that big,
Right.
huh? They can.
Well, it's because it's cool air, and cool air sinks, right?
Yeah.
Hot air rises. So the cool air comes in, the hotter air, I don't know how it doesn't make tornadoes or anything, but yeah, if you're someplace where that cool air could just keep coming in for miles and miles, then you're good. That's why Mission Valley is always so nice. It's inland, but it's like this valley that allows all the air to just come in. And
I saw a picture you posted, like where your feet were on the back porch on the deck, and man, that view was.
Front porch, man.
Oh, that's the front porch view.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it looks so good. I'm in the hill country now, out here in San Antonio. I don't know if you remember, we had a little bit of a hill country kind of further north. That's where we are now.
I remember the hill country in Austin.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It was Austin where you were. It's a little more of a hill, but they're a little bigger out here in the hill country, right past San Antonio.
I always call them the hills covered with cauliflower trees.
Yeah.
They're just these short, stubby, little bushy trees.
Yeah, it's still the same.
Look like cauliflower all over the place.
Broccoli. It's like broccoli.
Yeah. Broccoli, not cauliflower. Cauliflower is white.
You know what I have to say though? It's a little strange getting used to seeing children behind you. I remember the days when there was no children in your life.
It used to just be cats, man.
Yeah. So are these guys?
What about you?
Oh man, I'm a grandpa now.
What?
Yeah.
Shut the front door.
My oldest is 7-year-old granddaughter.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've got a new one who's only a year old. So yeah, I'm Grandpa Jimmy now, man.
Dang. Wow, how old are you?
46. I turned 46 a few months ago.
Brother, I am 49 and I don't have any grandchildren yet.
Dude, you still look good for 49. Wow. I thought we were the same age.
No, sir, I am your elder. Respect me.
Yeah, I'm telling you. God, 49, you still look great because you're part Japanese, right? Is that what you?
I'm half Japanese, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. It's good genes.
It's the Japa genes.
Japa genes.
Dude, my mom's 80. She does not look 80 at all. So.
No, yeah.
Vic wants a brief history on this guest. All right, well, Jimmy Reyes, professional comic book inker. I know him as that guy that came over that didn't know anything. He was it through Salim or was it through like a website or something? How did we meet?
Oh no, you're right. It was through a forum. I had a forum and I remember you came in as Chef Boyardee. That was your screen name, and
it was just Boyardee,
Boyardee or something like that. Yeah, that's right. And everybody you were just kind of chatting with everyone, and we didn't know that there was a professional in the chat with us.
Yeah,
we were all just talking comics and everything, and then I don't know how it came out because like you didn't really just come out and say you were professional. You were there for a while before. I think we asked you like
the lurker.
Yeah, the lurker.
Not a lurker, but I was
I think somebody.
Dude, I'll tell you, there is something about anonymity, particularly when you are a professional, because then it's like, and it's maybe it's unwarranted or unfair, but there's a weight to your words, and there's a weight to your opinion when you're a professional.
Yeah.
That sometimes it's like it's better to just be part of the crowd and have an opinion and let that opinion stand or fall on its own merits.
Yeah, I guess because
You know what I
you're a bit of an influencer, by having a fan base or some professional work.
Right.
That I think it's really a good thing. Yeah, having it's. I think too. It's sometimes it's easier for me to absorb when it's somebody who's my peer rather than someone who's been in the industry longer than I have.
I'm gonna move
Sometimes.
you over here so it looks like we're looking at each other.
Yeah, right. We're like, oh no, now I'm going to turn and look the wrong way. There we go.
Although I could have just moved my screen over to this screen and then.
Oh yeah. Well, but
then we're both just looking at the same direction.
Yeah, everybody's like, what is it these guys looking out to you on the side of the computer? What's so interesting over there?
Elrod says, "Holy moly, Jimmy Reyes! I love sidekicks. Red Sonja, not so much." I don't know what that means. I'm sure you do. Simon says Reyes is a very good inker.
Wow, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Vic says Reyes worked on any big Marvel or DC events. X-Men. That's all I'm familiar with.
Yeah, well, not X-Men, but I did Marvel Action Avengers with John Samamarvia.
Right on. So catch me up, man, because you were just trying to learn the craft when we knew each other. That was 1998.
Wow, that was 98?
Maybe 99. 98, 99 is when I lived there.
Man, it was crazy too. So people don't know is that after you came in the forum, you invited me over to your place. You said, "Hey, after I found out you were professional, you said, come on over. We'll draw together." And
I'm
we'll
weird
go
like
over.
that, huh? Just bizarre. I was like, what?
But what was crazy was we were in our 20s. I hopped in my car the next day, drove over to the next neighboring city to a guy's house. I had no idea who he was.
I was going to kill you and bury you in the backyard.
I'm telling you, it puts the lotion in the basket,
Don't you hurt my dog.
And so, I get there and then find out, man, you were the artist on Aquaman. Like you were drawing for DC Comics.
Yeah, I was doing Aquaman. What was Secret Files and Origins?
And it had this double page spread Aquaman up on this bridge. And that image stuck in my mind till this day. That's when I
don't even remember it.
Dude, it was the first time I had ever seen anything drawn in perspective at such a camera angle that made it so dynamic. I didn't know anything about grids. I didn't know perspective or any of that stuff. It was the first time I ever got to see it constructed. And so that double page spread if I ever find that, I'm going to buy that double page spread because that was the very first time I ever saw professional work.
I need to go dig up that issue and see what the hell you're talking about now.
Yeah,
I don't even remember, man.
That
was 2 decades ago.
Oh, I know, man. It went by so fast. And Salim and I had this running joke for the longest time because I get there, I'm in your studio, and you're working, and then Salim happened to be there. People don't know Salim Crawford was your inker at that time, so I got to meet Salim as well. Got to meet a professional penciler and an inker. So I'm
another inker from Wildstorm, by the way.
Yeah, and he's the guy that got me in the inking, and that's how I ended up inking. And you as well. I mean, you actually shared some stuff with me, introduced me to actually use a Kolinsky Sable brush. I didn't know what any of that stuff was at the time, but the Salim and I we would laugh for years after because what we remember is I didn't get introduced to Jill properly. We were sitting down. If you look behind you, like there's your doorway. All I saw was Jill practicing her ballet. Like going past the door and then practicing her ballet back and forth. I didn't know you had a wife or who was there. I was like, but each time I look back, she'd already gone by. And I'm like, it feels like somebody's moving behind me. And Slim's like, yeah, you got to come meet Jill.
So, sorry, I didn't introduce you. Hope you met her since. No.
Oh yeah, man. You're a very lucky man. She's super nice and so down to earth. And she was very, very nice and welcoming, even back then in our 20s. I mean, she was very polite to me when I was there.
Keep her.
Yeah. See, you kept her. Yeah.
I did. That is like so bright.
And me, I think I've had 7 wives since then. So it's
I didn't know you were Mormon.
not all at one time, not all at
Oh.
one time, but oh man, yeah. No, I'm about to get married again. We're getting married in November, and so I'm excited. You know, she's such a great woman, and she's super nice. And uh, I wasn't looking for somebody younger, but she's actually 19 years younger than I am. But I think it's because people say I look younger than I am, and so it's
So you're
you
gonna use
know,
it.
is a what?
So
Oh
you're
yeah.
gonna use that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I told her. I was like, "You're my last wife. If I go any younger, I will be arrested." So,
Ladies and gentlemen, Leonardo DiCaprio. Those covers. Oh, Joe asks, how much of your early art do you still possess? I actually have quite a bit of my early art. I mean, not a ton of it. I have most of my early covers.
oh,
I decided early in my career that I was going to keep all my covers, and
wow.
I only started selling them like 10 years ago or something like that.
Do you have? Is this the covers for your creator-owned project you had at Image back then?
I think I still have those. Yeah, Immortal 2.
Immortal 2, yeah, yeah, because that was a 2-part series, right? Like you had Volume 1, Volume 2 that
It was
made
5
it.
issues. But it was just called Immortal 2. There were 2 of them, 2 characters. Yeah, it was 5 issues. The issue 5 was supposed to start a new story arc, but it just wasn't. I just wasn't making enough money. I was paying, honestly, the guy that was doing the tones, I was paying like full color rates, and he was making
Wow.
more money than I was by the 5th issue. So I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, man. But that was, you did more creator-owned projects than that. That was something else that you did before you went on to the crowdfunding.
Oh, before crowdfunding?
Mhm.
Oh, when I had Alias, my
Yeah,
yeah. So I had I partnered with this guy Brett Berner. He was a magazine publisher, and so we're like, hey, let's do comic books, because he loved the model of because in magazines it's like you sell your magazine and then you get returns and then you eat all of that, right? And I told him, we were talking about some different stuff, and I was telling him about the model in comics. I'm like, it's direct guaranteed sales. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you sell to the comic shops and they keep them. And he's like, there's no returns? I'm like, no. He's like, let's do that. And so
I thought there were returns in comic stores, but
no,
I've never done retail. So.
decades, not for decades.
Wow.
Since the 80s.
Because with magazines, like they would rip the cover and then they would send that back and get a credit for that, right?
And in the that's just the direct market now, but the newsstands died. They all went away. But newsstands used to be like that. You'd send them to the 7-Eleven. They didn't sell. They'd rip off the cover, mail the cover back, and then they'd get their money back or they wouldn't have to pay for those issues, right? But with the guaranteed sales, it was like, we wanted to do this, so we ended up. He got a funding partner to help out with funding the projects. We started putting together a bunch of projects. We funded Imaginaries, Lullaby, which I co-created with Hector Sevilla El Sevilla. Deal with the Devil, Devil's Keeper, and Six Gun Samurai. So we had 5 projects there. I just reprinted in one of my campaigns Deal with the Devil and Six Gun Samurai as trades for the first time since back then, which I was very excited about, because I love those projects and I finally have them in trade format. And
well,
so
that was like early 2000s, right? That was like 2000.
2000, I think around 2003 to 2005, 2006, something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember roughly around then.
Right. Hey guys, like and share, get this out there and let some people know that we are up a little late. And Jimmy's coming here. We're talking memories, going back a couple decades, But now Jimmy, fast forward 20, 21, 22 years, and now he has his own book up on Indiegogo called Dragon Rage. Jimmy, tell the people what Dragon Rage is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Dragon Age came about because we created a community of artists through my live stream. And these community of artists came together and they were all talking about maybe we should do like an anthology together or a collective or something. And then so I ran into a buddy of mine who was a writer, and he asked me, he said, hey, I want to get together and partner together and let's create something. So I sketched out a girl with a dragon, and he wrote a whole story based on that. And so we created Page One Comics. And then what we're doing is he and myself, we are fortunate enough to be in a position where we don't need any of the funds from it. So we're going to take all the funds, put them back into Page One Comics so that we could bring in new talent, new people, and try to help them hone their skills and get them published, and then put veterans on the cover. And so our first debut cover, we've got David Finch up on there. And so this is David's pencils.
David Finch, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so here
I'm just assuming everyone knows who David Finch is, but why don't you?
Oh yeah, right. I mean, absolutely. I mean, I do the same thing. I go, yeah, Dave Finch. And then I'm sure there's people out there, especially those that buy like strictly crowdfunding, may not know because it is,
dude. That's that. I don't want to derail you, but it is a completely different audience.
Yeah.
It is not the comic book shop audience. I don't know how we're gonna get all the comic shop audience people into crowdfunding, but this YouTube crowdfunding, you're starting from scratch, right?
Yeah.
Unless you've got somebody making a lot of noise to like sites like Newsarama, Bleeding Cool, whatever. I don't actually know where I stopped reading those sites decades ago or a decade ago, something like that. So I don't even know where. Maybe Comic Shop News is the place to go advertise.
Right, like well, Bleeding Cool did an article for us covering the story on Dragon Rage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have a story there about it and how we formed it and everything. But since we've launched, we haven't got an article up on there yet. But Rich Johnson, who runs it, he's a very nice guy. It was really nice to run this article about us. And I thought,
about Rich Johnson?
Yeah, Rich Johnson, I think is his name. The Bleeding Cool, is that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and not say anything.
Oh yeah, memories are coming back. This is the mic I remember. Yeah. So but where I'm new, like you just said, I mean, like it's a whole different group of people. So this is my first time coming to Indiegogo, and we brought Dave Finch with us, to come out, and this is the first time his artwork has ever been offered through Indiegogo, and man, I'll tell you, it is a whole different crowd. You're absolutely right. I'm having to restructure and rethink the way that we presented our campaign. So luckily, I have enough experience to go. We're going to do a soft launch and launch it to the people, our viewers, our regular viewers on the stream, and then they gave us feedback, and we were able. They were like our test monkeys, and so we shifted things around based on that. Then I got feedback from various people that have said, what about doing this? What about doing that? And then the people that have backed us said, well, I like it, but I also want a tier that has this and this, and I want to back that. And then I remember you came in right away and you said, well, you should have tiers that have, a bit more bundle, a bit more, higher tier stuff. And I thought, well, okay, but we're trying to keep stuff a little lower. But then,
hey, Jimmy, hold on a sec.
Yeah.
Everybody else, is he breaking up for you too, or is it just for me? Because sometimes it's just on one side of the thing, but he's really breaking up for me. Somebody tell me in the chat right now. And there's like a 20-second delay, so now I have to sit here and vamp until somebody answers me in the chat. No. Okay, so it's just me. Maybe. Hey, guys, everybody watching video and using up all my bandwidth or something? Sound quality is fine for you. Okay, good. All right. I see you gave me the link to your Indiegogo in our private chat. Jimmy, you didn't look at the video description. I put the link in before I started the video.
Well, I didn't know if you share with moderators and stuff, like they want to put it live in the chat as well.
Right. Yeah, everybody, the link is in the description for Dragon Rage, but here it is in the chat as well. If the mods could spank that up there every couple of minutes. All right, sorry. Back to your pitch.
Oh yeah, no. So coming in, like you said, and you said, hey, you guys, I'd recommend doing this and that in the campaign. And so, I sat back after we had talked about that, and I thought, well, Mike's run, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 campaigns by now. So, maybe I should listen to what he's suggesting. And then we had viewers that asked for the same thing, and I said, you know what, I should have been doing this a little quicker. So I went back in and I added a couple of tiers, and I put a couple of bundles together. And so I created various things. It reshifted things, kind of moving around, kind of really learning. But we're only in day 2, and last I looked, we're about 60% funded. So
nice.
It's a really good response. The community's been very welcoming in the crowdfunding community to us. Dan Frega, the How to Draw Comics cast, and like all these guys have been really, really nice, and you yourself have all been welcoming and allowing us to come on your streams. And it's unbelievable, man, like how the crowdfunding group kind of bands together, kind of stick together and try to help each other.
Well, not all of us.
No, yeah, I was gonna say not. I'm sure there's one or two out there that but for the most part,
yeah, go to the guys that have done this a few times and can be more realistic about it, because there's some people that there's no way you're not gonna get Keanu Reeves on here. I'm not gonna be more specific than that. There's some people you cannot emulate their success, right? So you have to talk to people whose success level or the method to their success is something that you can emulate, right? You're not going to be a shock jock. You're not going to gain, 100,000 viewers on your channel overnight or over the course of a year, whatever it is.
Yeah, isn't there like
take what you can and find the people in your, I don't know what is it? Your I don't know what the word is. Just something that you can accomplish. And I mean, we can accomplish a lot, right? It's like, but if you're taking advice from people whose abilities are copacetic with your own. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
like, we're not going to get Keanu Reeves on our projects.
Right.
So we're not going to be able to be like, hey, but you have Dave Finch on your project. So if you have somebody else of a similar popularity and if they found a way to exploit that popularity, then try to emulate that, right, with Dave Finch's audience or however he might do it. Yeah, it's just there's a million ways to skin a cat, but each of us have our own sort of set of tools that we can work with, and so we have to work within that paradigm. And we can't be like, I had someone say, just wait until you have 25,000 subscribers on YouTube and then launch your campaign. I'm like, shut the hell up. That's how hard and long and what a process it is to try to gain. And sometimes it's just not going to happen. 25,000 subs on a YouTube channel. That guy still doesn't have 8,000 subs. And this is 2 years later. So obviously he was wrong. But yeah, we all gotta do what we can do, and don't get pie in the sky fantasies in your head. Be realistic. This is a job. This is a platform. You have to look at the first one as a learning process and foundation building, right? You get the first book done. You deliver a quality project on time, or as close to on time as practical. And then between your first project and your second project, you've already nailed down hopefully 80% of the people from the first book. So all you have to do with them is deliver a second book and they'll buy it. And between the first book and the second book, you're out here, you're advertising, you're marketing, you're on people's shows, and you're building audience for your next project. And then your next project, hopefully you'll have an additional 50% or additional 100%, you know, of backers. And then your next project, and then your next project. And so that's the model where we go. We're not jumping out here and everybody's expecting to do 6 figures on their first campaign.
No.
That's insanity for most people, right?
I'll tell you, just meeting our goal is good enough for me.
Right.
You know,
that's great. And it's foundational, Jimmy. It's foundational. And you build those bricks. You just maintain that audience that you're going to get from this first campaign, and you keep building it up and you keep building it up. And it's a long-term, it's a good business model.
No, it's definitely, I mean, I can see, it's definitely the type of model that, going in, I mean, I was kind of expecting that, that you got to build up the audience, the foundation. And then I was told prior to launch, you got to build up this mailing list and build up some viewers. So that's the whole reason I started streaming, was really to build it up. And it's been pretty good. It's been, I think we started at like 2,000 subscribers when I converted over to page 1 back in April, and now we're almost 8,000. So it's growing steadily, and it's really I don't really, to be honest, like I don't know what I'm doing or what we're doing that makes it grow. I mean, I put videos out there and I try different stuff, but the videos that are successful on YouTube really aren't always the video that brings in subscribers. It's
weird, huh?
Yeah, it's so strange. It's so hard to figure out, man. Like I honestly, I couldn't tell you, like because we've grown from 2,000 to 8,000 in a few months, but I still couldn't give advice to somebody like, this is how you do it, because I don't know how we did it.
Right.
It could, I don't know. It could be just it's just whatever people want to.
And I thought I remembered you saying that you like started your channel and then you just kind of walked away from it for 6 months or something like that, and you came back and you had another 5,000 subs on it, and you hadn't even touched it.
No, that was Dave Finch. Dave Finch walked away, and he had a bunch of subs. But for me, I was at almost at 1,000, and I walked away. When I came back, there was another 1,000. It was at 2,000 after I neglected it for about 6 months.
Well, you should neglect it more.
I know, right? I mean, it grew. I mean, but people were really responding to when I was doing traditional ink tutorials. People really responded very well to that. And then I did
how-to art. It's this weird thing. You go to how-to art channels, and if that's all they have on there, dude, some of those channels have millions of subs, and it's just people want to know how to do art. But it's like what we're doing here, this wouldn't appeal to the how-to art crowd. And then I've done a bunch of how-to videos on my channel, but it's like, because it's just kind of buried there, Yeah,
what YouTube suggests is that you put out a bunch of different videos, and then you see what response you get from your viewers, and then you kind of tailor your videos to the best response that your viewers are giving.
Yeah.
And so for me, that was tutorial videos. And when I pulled away from that, started doing open streams, where it's basically open mic. I let people come on, like you let me come on, and I let them come on and talk about their projects. And we do that on a weekly basis. Every Saturday, people hop on. That's brought in subscribers just by letting them. I think that's our biggest growth, was when I started doing that.
Yeah. Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
It's weird, man. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I'll be up for days and hours trying to figure out what's going on with YouTube.
I watched it over the past few weeks. I'm like, I don't know if I did anything different or whatever, but I had like 2 weeks where I was having just constant growth.
Yeah.
And then I had 2 weeks where I had constant losses. And I'm like, what is the difference? As far as I can tell, I'm not doing anything peculiar in any of that. And it's just,
it's kind of hard.
But you know what? Way back when I started this, I watched a video by PewDiePie, and it was saying like, here, these are the things you need to know before you start a YouTube channel. And one of them was, don't worry about losing subs. You know, nobody wants to see, nobody wants to come to your channel and see you be upset about losing subs because they'll unsub.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No
It
crybabies on
was just
YouTube.
sort of you end up in this spiral of loss because he's like, it's just the way it is. People, you know, subs go. You're gonna have growth. You're gonna have peaks. You're gonna have valleys. It's just the way YouTube is. So
Yeah.
don't stress it when you're losing subs.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think one of your viewers out here, they commented about, you should do what you want to do. And clearly you're doing that. You're doing what you have most joy from. And you just find the viewers that enjoy that as well and share the same type of common interest. And so I think that's why when we did the open stream thing, I think that's why when we really did it, it was pretty good. What did he say to Rockin'? Oh, wow, he has that. It was Aquaman 55. I was going to say that.
But Aquaman, which I think from what it probably was from, doesn't have one. Then it's probably from Aquaman Secret Files and Origins.
Oh, no, what?
Eric Larson cover.
I think you're right. I think that's what it was because Salim was the inker on it, I think, at that time.
I think so.
Yeah, it was it's on a bridge. I think it's like the San Francisco Bridge or like in Brooklyn or some type of bridge, but it had like all these automobiles and there was a fight scene going on it. And it was such a great perspective.
Are you sure that wasn't Green Lantern?
Oh, no, you're right. That was Green Lantern.
Yeah. Green Lantern.
Because Aquaman came later after I met you. You were on Green Lantern.
Yeah. I might actually still have that page.
Yeah, man, that one. You gotta let me know. You gotta let me know if you find it and you have it, because I've kind of scoured like around the original art areas to try to find it, and then I did a Google search myself one time where I tried to figure out what issue it was in, but I thought it was Aquaman, and I've never been able to track it down.
Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern. I think it was issue 155. I think, because I remember there was a weird time when I had a number of 55s in the books I was doing. Hold on. Let me look at that.
Somebody I was what? So I mean, for your viewers that are watching right now, this is actually my art that's up on there, and we got Andrew Dollhouse to color us. So, which is super cool, man.
Dollhouse. Yeah, he's been around for a while.
Oh yeah, God. Lately, I think the last thing I saw him do was like Bloodshot at Valiant, and a few stuff at DC. But yeah, so he's doing all the colors on Dragon Rage, from cover to back cover, all the way through. And he's a pretty nice guy, man. I met him for the first time this Sunday on our launch stream. He was.
Oh, right. I was in there. I was in there in the chat annoying you. Hey Jimmy, look at me.
Yeah, that's a good Beetlejuice, by the way. That was really good. Yeah.
There are some. It's such an old issue. It's kind of hard to. It's not that important.
But if you ever do come across it, I mean, let me know. It's one that I've been trying to put in my collection for quite some time now. Yeah, because it was the first time I'd ever seen professional work done. I had never seen. I mean, I was so new to comics. Like, I didn't even read comics back then. I just discovered comics, and then started trying to draw them. And then that's when I met you. Pretty quickly after.
Yeah, that's weird. You never read comics. What the heck?
Mm-mm. Yeah.
What a terrible childhood you must have had.
Oh man, I grew up in a household of boxers. All my brothers, my father were all boxers, so we were groomed and trained and forced into tournaments. And I just, I didn't like boxing, but I mean, I had a knack for it. I could predict. I had good reflexes, could predict and anticipate the next move of my opponent, and could be one step ahead of them in the fight. But I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't what I wanted to do. And so as I got older, as a teenager, I was able to finally say, I want to do something else, and started picking up drawing. So I'm glad I did, man, because God, my nose would have been even broken even more, man, had I stayed in boxing. So it's a tough sport, man.
Yeah. So someday you'll do a boxing comic, I'm sure.
I actually didn't even like boxing. Like after I stopped, I didn't even watch it. I mean, I caught the big fights along the way. Some of the, like the La Hoya and some Tyson stuff back then, and Mayweather.
Yeah, I think I've only watched like a couple like live boxing matches.
For me,
both of them were Tyson. One was Tyson Holyfield.
Yeah, that was a memorable fight.
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, he just bit his ear off. That's lovely. This is what I've been missing all my life.
It was.
Before we get too far off the rails into that, tell us the story behind Dragon Rage, the character, and why this particular genre excites you.
Well, I've always had a fascination in dinosaurs, and when I was younger, and then for those, I mean, it's not a biblical story, but in the Bible, the word dragon is used 66 times. But then in the later versions, they take it out and they use the word jackal. And so I watched the documentary where they said, well, back in the times, like the few generations ago, there were reptiles living with men, and at the time with man, we weren't really separated like where creationists have a different belief than those of evolution or whatever. And so I thought that was a really neat story, that people referred to them and called them dragons, but what they really were talking about were dinosaurs.
That's right.
And so I was like, dude, that's so cool. So I started to study and learn dinosaurs. And then the wyvern is the only anatomical animal that could be real, because
it's a pterodactyl.
Yeah, it's basically like a pterodactyl, and birds today, those are pteropods. And so a pteropod is the only thing that, with four limbs. Even humans were pteropods. And so I thought, man, this is all really interesting. This is really neat. And it got me into dragons and wanting to do a dragon story. And so that's when I sketched up that drawing and I pitched it to the writer and said, see what you can do with this. And he came back with such a great story that Dragon Rage, it's a story of Nuri, and she could turn into a dragon. So Nuri was an orphan, and now she's a field servant to the kingdom of Blackcliff. So she's a young woman. She's adjusting to more of a comfortable lifestyle as a weapon of the monarchy. But the surrounding kingdoms around her, they don't want to live in the shadow of a dragon. So when Nuri begins to learn, all about her past, because as an orphan, she didn't know anything about her past, she realizes that she may be a danger to the very people that she's trying to protect. So in Dragon Rage, there are multi-layers of story. It's not just this cool thing about a girl turns into a dragon and it's all, easy and fun. The thing about having this ability is that, can she control the rage? This dragon rage. Is she in full control of this ability to become a dragon, or is there the risk of her losing her humanity and each time becoming more and more of a dragon? And then we've got different kingdoms that are rival kingdoms that have been feuding for centuries in different generations. We've got one that the king of Blackcliff, he refers to himself as he's the king of men. And then there's the dragon king from another kingdom. So it's really neat, man. You got these two different sides feuding. You got a girl can turn to a dragon. We've got this guy that has dragon-like features. And we don't know if he's good, he's bad. What does he serve a bigger master? What's his intention? He's kind of a Loki of our story. Loki was in the Thor movies. Like 1 minute he's Thor's brother and aiding him, the next minute he's trying to backstab him. So so that's this character named Thrago. And so it's really neat, man. It's got, just so many different layers to the story. because story I think right now
Like
is
parfait.
yeah, like onions, man, like onions. You got to peel an onion layer by layer.
It better like parfait.
Yeah, it's great Shrek, man. Reference donkey. But yeah, so
Right on. Joe in the audience says, "Now I want to read this. Is it all black and white?"
Really?
it's full it's full color. It's full color.
Other than the things that you're looking at, is it black and white? Speaking
Yeah.
of dragons, I don't want to derail you. I want you to continue convincing the 13 people. There's only 13 people here. What's going on?
But that's okay, man. 13 people can tell 2-3 of their friends and it'll spread, man.
Well, this by tomorrow this will have several hundred views, so that's fine. But I just got this in from the colorist, and since you're talking about dragons, I thought you might want to see the latest, one of the latest. Why isn't that showing up on my other screen? There it is. Why is that not showing up? What the heck?
You using like OBS to project into.
Oh, what the?
Now we see your desktop.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
There.
Oh man, I still own that piece that you did of Daenerys Targaryen, dude.
Yeah, that's Danny. That's going to be the latest cover. I don't know what number, 26, 27, something like that for. Yeah, that was so funny because I've been doing these covers since the beginning of Game of Thrones, and this last, and I my editor over at Dynamite, he's always like, "Hey, oh Captain, my Captain, it's that time of the month again."
Matt Idelson, did you get Matt?
Matt, yeah.
Yeah, he was my editor too. There at Dynamite. He's crazy though. You read some of his emails? Like he never writes like a normal email.
That's why I said, "Oh Captain, my Captain."
Yeah, have you noticed? Like, yeah.
But dude, I've known Matt since 2 decades, something like that. He used to be an assistant editor over at DC.
And before that, he was Marvel. He was on the X titles at Marvel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's when.
That's where I know him. I don't know, man. I've been at those places for so long. But so this is actually a commission I had done for one of my collectors a few years ago. And it was, he did all grayscale and all that stuff. And so this time around, when I was, I have to go chapter by chapter by chapter. And in this chapter, and at this point, I'm like, I'm trying to get this done, which is the secret project. I'll tell you.
Oh, couldn't see it. The light hit it. But...
Oh, well, I'll show you when the screen's bigger. But so, I was really like, man, I don't have time to be doing this cover because I need to get these pages done because we're going to launch this campaign November 1st.
Oh.
So I get, I look up the chapters and I start reading through the chapters, and it's the chapter where Daenerys is talking about the vision of the 3-headed dragon. And I'm like, I have the perfect piece for that. So I just uploaded the file to them, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's the best cover you've done yet." I'm like,
dude, the way it with grayscale and then the colors on top. Yeah, I love that texture look. I would love to have something like that on Dragon Rage. The same combination like that. I mean, that who is your colorist? Is it your colorist or
Dynamite? Just same colors. I just got it. Yeah. Same colors I've been using on Lone Star and on Monster Hunt and on Injustice and on all my Game of Thrones covers. It's Mohan or Janon John Barry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, is he from the Philippines or
India?
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's just did an amazing job, man. I mean, just wow, those dragon faces and the scales. That's just blowing me away, man. It's like, whoa. I mean, I've never seen you draw a dragon. I know you've done the Game of Thrones covers, and I still have that piece that I got from you. How have you
not seen me do dragons? I've been doing Game of Thrones for like how many years now?
Yeah, and it's crazy too because I own one of your pieces of the Daenerys Targaryen when she's pregnant. You drew her pregnant, and you put your initials in the pillows.
Yeah.
MSW. Yeah.
With Ned and Robert and in the
Yeah.
background. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the early issues, man. It's one of the very early issues.
Man, that's crazy. But these are great looking dragons, man.
Oh, thank you.
I think,
Yeah,
and just
that's sort of my Game of Thrones style dragon that I've done since the Hedge Knight, really.
oh yeah, the Hedge Knight. I remember that too. Wow.
So if you go all the way back in the Hedge Knight, let me see here. If you go all the way back, oh shoot, this is the Sorn sword. Dadgummit.
I found a spot where they don't shoot.
Throw a rock at it.
Oh, that's a Sorn sword too. Come on. There it is. So, wow, this is like beat to crap. Look at that. Spine's busted. Somebody must have dropped this.
Oh, yeah.
So if you go back here, all the way back to like, this is only like 10 pages in, and then it's.
Oh, yeah.
So I've tried to maintain this dragon style.
Wow.
And even with the movies came out, or the TV show came out, I kind of morphed it a little bit to get that the more popular attributes, but I still try to maintain it. More or less.
And that's the same kind of style of dragon. We have the Wyvern dragon that's inside of for Dragon Age, man. That you man, you do so well. I didn't I don't know why I didn't remember you doing dragons. I do remember the Game of Thrones, the Hedge Knight. But I just couldn't remember.
Now you're gonna make me look up some stuff.
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, I never really thought of you as fantasy for some reason. It was always the hero, I think, that stuck in my head. But yeah, now that I think back, dude, your Game of Thrones covers are just, man, some of the best. Oh, definitely the best that's ever been on those Game of Thrones comics. I don't think you've done the interiors, right? Because I don't remember the interiors being that great.
No, I just did the interiors on the Hedge Knight, Sworn Sword, and Mystery Knight. So the only dragons there are like flashback stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, because I have some of the Game of Thrones graphic novels, or the hardcover Game of Thrones, and I was gonna say I remember your cover, but I don't remember. I remember the interior being something different. It didn't look like your work.
I'm just gonna see if I can Google search these instead of. Oh yeah, there's the black and white.
Oh yeah, man, the way you draw women and their expressions are I mean, it's one of my favorite. I mean, all the way back from Immortal 2. I definitely remember the Immortal 2 stuff, but that Daenerys Targaryen that I've got, there it is right there, where she's holding her belly and that green thing on her. That's it right there. That's the one I was talking about. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one right here.
Yeah, that one. That's a great piece, man. I've got it up behind the camera, up on the wall.
Dragon egg.
Oh yeah, that's right. The dragon egg.
That's her with the baby dragons right after she got out of the fire. Same colors.
See, I like that. I like that combination. I like the way you're doing that. Grayscale with just those dragons are amazing, man.
Oh, this is just me inks.
Oh, you serious?
Yeah, that's.
And he can still get that look even with ink.
Yeah.
Oh wow, dude, that light source. Oh yeah, look at that.
That's a more recent one.
Wow, dude, I love that. Boy, I mean, just the whole layout, everything in that sky he colored in the background too. Just like,
oh, that's not right,
man. Some awesome stuff.
All right, let's see. One of my early ones.
Wow.
That's the cover to issue 2 or 3.
Dude, that right there. Oh, I wish that was Dragon Rage. Wish you had done that for us.
This image got me a hug from Jason Momoa.
Oh yeah. Dude, it's awesome.
Are you the guy that drew Danny with the dragon behind her and the flames? Oh yeah, he's all, my man. Give me a big old bear hug. I'm like, oh, I have a man crush.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then this is where this was sort of emulating this cover. This was a cover for the Hedge Knight. I did all the Hedge Knight covers in grayscale and just
wow.
pencil tone grayscale. So
Dude, that's the best like look and style for fantasy, I think, in my opinion. I love that painted
a little
look.
time consuming, Jimmy. Little bit.
Man,
Simon says, I got Momoa'd. I did.
got my mullet on. Man, that looks great. Wow. I love that background. Man, and especially with the colors pushing it back.
Yeah. You did a great job.
Yeah.
That's not me.
That's not you? Okay, I was like, oh, that was good too.
I actually colored this one myself.
Yeah, I heard you saying that you were starting to try out coloring. Not too long ago. It was pretty recent, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I did some of the color. Coloring just takes me too bloody long, man. So that's why I don't do it. I was coloring these things. One of these covers took me like 20 freaking hours to color, and I'm just like, oh, screw this. I'm like, I'm getting paid like $100 to color, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, you are hiring my dude instead, and he does a better
like,
job
at that rate, you're making like $2 an hour.
All right.
So, yeah.
That's Nen. She did this over my pencils.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like it, man. That's a really cool style. Yeah.
Not me, that's a me, but this I did for testers. And then I tripped out when they it looked so much like that in the show.
Yeah.
I did this like 10 years before the show. So it's like,
wow. I thought I would have guessed like this would have been after. That's crazy. This probably was the concept art. They might have pulled this up as reference and said, here,
it's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
They do that. Oh, here's one of my dragons.
Wow.
That was gonna be a cover for Dragonlance, Legend of Yuma, but I can't remember I can't even remember if we used it.
We have a golden dragon like that. Our Dragon King, he's golden like that.
Nice.
But he's a wyvern, so he doesn't have the 6 limbs like that.
Yeah, I had to do a little anatomical design on that because so many people they put the snake body on it and then they just stick limbs on it. And it's like, look, these are huge, massive wings. They have to have giant breast muscles in order to function like like on a bird, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to incorporate that shoulder with the fact that he's got an extra set of limbs down here. So it's like I actually created the anatomy for but because we were doing Dragonlance, and I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna have to have a standard for what our dragons look like, and so I was doing anatomical structuring for
just the angle you tilted his head with the wings up just looks just looks so dynamic. Yeah, I like it. Of course, I mean,
do you notice the reflection of his claws in his chest?
Oh yeah. Now that
I'm such a nerd.
Now that you're drawing the attention to it, yeah, I see it now. It is in there. That sheen though, that shine on that armor is really impressive.
Here's my best dragon ever.
There is a children's story that's called Danny the Dragon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's by a Christian writer. It's pretty cool.
That's fun. Yeah, so I love dragons, dude. So I'm glad you're doing a dragon book.
Oh yeah, I'm new to drawing dragons. I love fantasy, but man, I didn't realize you could draw dragons so well. Oh, I love that.
Jimmy,
wow,
I can draw anything. What you talking about, man?
Yeah, for our second issue, we've got I don't know if you've heard of him, ZHC. He's about 16 million almost. He's about to hit 16 million viewers on YouTube.
Who?
Zach ZHC. He's got a huge YouTube channel. He's the big one, probably the biggest celebrity right now on YouTube.
And what's he doing?
He's going to do the cover for Dragon Rage #2.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I got him work. I introduced him to Matt Idelson. I said, hey, Matt, I know this. ZHC.
Wait, spell it.
Just the letter Z, then H and C. Yeah, like that right there. ZHC at the very top. That's him. 15.9. That's him right there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So
He's doing a cover for you?
Yeah, he's doing the cover. He when before he became real famous like this and became an actual celebrity, he had was posting artwork online, and he's a big Dave Finch fan. And I said, hey, at that time I was currently inking Dave, and I said, hey, I'm a Dave Finch fan. I mean, I'm a Dave Finch inker right now. I'm inking his work, and send me your work, and what I'll do is I'll forward it to my editor, who was Matt Idelson at the time. So I showed him Matt. Matt says, I want this guy. I've got work for him. So I get Zach work at Dynamite, and Zach says, well, the only way I will agree to do it is if Jimmy inks me. So we did Barbarella Deja Thoris, and that's and then he made it big. And then so he just he doesn't need comic work, so that's his only published comic work that's out there. And DC's been hunting him down.
Wait, did he put it on a video?
Probably. I'm not sure. It's older videos. This is like 2 years ago when I met him. Or I met him back in like, I don't know, 2016, I think. And so he's got some stuff up there with me. I think we did a collab video a while back. And so like Matt Idelson, Nick Barucci himself emailed me, and he said, hey, who's that guy that you did those covers with? Can I have his email? And I said, yeah. So I give him Zach's email, and I think a lot of people have been offering him work, and he's been turning it down.
Oh, wow. He is good.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. And these people really, I mean, you see talent, and Dynamite really wants him, and DC's offered him work, and he's turned down because he's a huge celebrity now. But since I've known him for some time, it's so nice that, he's still, he remembers and appreciates that time where, I helped him get in contact, with Dynamite and stuff, get some published work, that he, he doesn't treat me like a fan, or he's not like, I'm big now, I'm above you. He's so humble, and he's such a great guy. He talks to me just like we always have. And I've got his cell phone number, and I just text him, and it's weird to now text somebody who's a big celebrity. It's like, it still hasn't really sunk in, that I'm texting a guy who's he owns a $10 million home.
That's freaking sick, man.
Yeah.
If you can get some way to parlay that'll blow you up.
Yeah, especially if he announces it on his YouTube channel. He averages anywhere from 3 to 15 million views per video.
Right. Exactly.
So so he was trying to get it done for issue number 1, but he just moved, and like I said, he bought a $10 million home. He's got a McLaren now, and he's busy making videos now to keep up with all his sponsors and everything. So he said his art supplies weren't at the new house, but he said, I'm going to order art supplies and order new paper and stuff, and I'll do it for you. And I said, great. So he texted me yesterday and said, my art supplies are in, so as soon as I get a break, I'm gonna sketch it out for you and draw it. And I'm like, wow, man, I mean, it's just so nice when you've got friends that you've helped and along the way, and you don't ask for anything when you help them, right? But then it's so nice that they remember that, and they, like you said, they parlay, like they remember, and they return that favor. And so it's just, it's really amazing, to be able to have people like Dave Finch on issue number 1, and then Zach be part of the project as well. So
that's phenomenal, dude. That's crazy. That's, and that's kind of what I want to, I have this weird vision of this guys like this, and some other guys that I have in mind as well. I'm stoked this guy's a freaking likes comic books, because like I said, this is a whole new market, right? This is a completely different market, but these guys can reach. I mean, this guy can reach, just that video reached 6.4 million views. Just that video reached more people than buy comic books in America. Right?
Yeah.
If there's to be a future of this industry, we have to find people like this, influencers like this, who care about comic books and want to save comic books so that there will be a comics industry in the future. I'm working with a guy, this secret project that I've talked about, right?
It's
This will be announced. This launches on November. This will be announced. This is page 42 of 48. This will be announced probably next week or two. But this guy has 1 million subs, right?
wow.
And so same thing, but I'm actually doing an entire comic book with him, and then he's going to be promoting it. And see, that's my sort of, I don't know if you call it a dream or a whatever. I just want to freaking say, I know I can't do it by myself because I'm a little dude with 6,000 subs, but there's guys out there who can, if we all kind of work together and moved towards this goal, save comics for the next generation, because we could just, your friend here could probably bring in, tens of thousands of new people into our industry.
Oh yeah.
It's not even all about selling your book. It's about if he loved comics and he cared about this sort of a thing, and he was like, I want to make a comic book in order to bring people into the craft of comic books. I know it would take him, he probably doesn't even have the time to do it, but that's like my dream, partnering with people like this, helping them to develop stuff. This guy just had a novel, and I'm like, have you thought about doing comics? He's like, I love comics. And I'm like, kind of like with the Keanu Reeves thing, they're like, hey, have you ever thought about doing your own comics? And he's like, that'd be rad,
yeah, that'd be cool.
But that's bringing people into comics.
Yeah.
But it's guys like your friend that could make huge dents in that dream, And if you had 10 guys like that, 10 guys with 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million subs, whatever it is, dude, we could just a handful of people like that could literally save comics for the next generation.
Even if you brought in 10%, what is that, like 15,000 that we could, people, if 10% of his viewers, or is that 1%? But still, I mean, just a small fraction of his viewers.
1% would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, we need to do something different and bring in new readers, new people into comics. But yeah, that's the same thing I'm thinking of, over here at page 1, I'm trying to do the same thing. And so it's, I'm excited that people have joined me along in my journey, and it's not just me, although I've kind of become the face of page 1 and Dragon Rage, but it's a whole team. And I like that when I hear you say, my team, because, you know that, and you said it yourself, you're humble and said, I can't do this myself, because it's hard, man. I've learned that I couldn't have done this, gotten as far as I am right now, and I'm not one of the big success people on crowdfunding yet. We just started 2 days, but it's looking pretty good. And it's because of the hard work of a dozen people, we all share the same vision and same goal. And I think we're getting there, doing pretty well. And my plan is, I want to work and bring new people in and, kind of groom these new fresh blood out there, give them some small projects, put them in, let them work with talent. And then at the same time, that's zoom out, man. I remember, that's it. Cause I remember all those robots. I remember all the robots. Yeah. I remember the gun. I remember your perspective lines that were before the guns were really all drawn in. I remember your lines that were there for it. That's it, man.
It's impossible to see the whole thing that way.
Yep. That's it. that's the one. Man, 1997? Was that what you said?
No, the 98 or 99.
Oh, was it? No, Salim was living. He was my neighbor in 99 because we celebrated the millennial thing. He was in San Antonio at that time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
97, 98. Was it 97, 98?
Probably 97, 98, maybe. Because by
Dragon
99.
99. It might have been early 99.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because by the time
I was back in San Diego by 2000. We celebrated the millennium.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say because Salim was my neighbor at that time.
And the election, 2000 election.
Yeah, man. I Why did you leave Austin though? I mean, Austin was.
I don't know if you know about this about Texas, but it's very hot.
Yeah, I haven't figured that out yet. That's why I'm still living here. I don't go outside, man. I mean, I love it in here. It's cold AC. I never go outside.
I know Dragon's like hit open original. I do, but it's like so big. It's like bigger
It's
than
double page spread. I remember it on your desk. And I remember that big desk you had over at Island Storm. That huge. Do you still have that? Is that what you're on right now? That's the one you're on right now?
Yep.
Dude, that thing can't even fit in the house. Have you ever shown that on video to people?
It's 5 feet wide.
Yeah, it's the biggest draft table I've ever seen. It's like a like a twin size bed, basically. Like you're trying on that.
Oh, there's an Oz. So my friend I grew up drawing with, Matt Osborne. I used to hide Oz's in all of my comics for him.
So you had a man crush before Momoa?
No. He's just like my art bro.
Oh,
He's a pro artist too. He actually he worked at DreamWorks and ILM and all these places. He designed that Shrek, the outhouse in Shrek.
Oh yeah.
It's not like his claim to fame or anything, but I just remember it's one of the things he did.
I saw a documentary on that recently, and they were showing that outhouse and stuff. Yeah. Man, that's crazy to see it again. Did they flip the image? Because I don't remember it going that direction in the original.
No, that's the original.
I thought it faced the other way from the way I remember it.
It's a little bit funny that he brought this up because that's kind of not far afield of the designs I'm doing on these bad guys right now. If you a second. So these guys right here.
Oh, dude. Look how your work has grown. Wow. Wow, that is such great camera angle. Man.
And then I did the whole.
Are you drawing in non-photo blue or are you printing them out non-photo blue?
I do breakdowns in Photoshop, and then I print them out blue line, then I tighten them up with blue pencil.
Oh yeah, dude, look at that dude's helmet. You can see through his helmet, the reflection, and
yeah.
Wow, man, the reflections on the armor of the guys. Man, dude, my co-host on my show, Comic Book Bob, he'd flip out if he saw this page that you drew. He loves finding stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always talking about it. He loves it, real intricate detail like this. Look at that straw roof on there. Man, it's such a great like Tudor style architecture.
Yep.
Dude, this is
so we will be launching this relatively soon.
Oh, this is part of that book, The Secret Project you're talking about.
The Secret Project, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought this was older.
No, it's funny because like in the background, that's what it reminds me of. Isn't it funny?
Man, that's crazy.
Kind of looks like the guys.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like this.
And it's and it's weird though that like to see you draw like medieval stuff. I completely forgot you had done medieval stuff. All I can remember is like the superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I've been doing medieval for since 2001. So,
dude, those camera angles are great. Man, I love that sword crossing over the panel, bringing you down where he is from panel 1. That's awesome. Man, it's well lit too. I like it. I like the rendering on it.
I like this panel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because if you look closely, he's looking at something, and you can see what he's looking at.
Oh yeah, yeah. You gotta hold it a little steadier.
It's too blurry.
Like right there, yeah. Yeah, you can kind of make it out on StreamYard. Yeah. It's the tough thing about StreamYard.
He sees something. He pulls his tunic open like this, and he sees something that he's like, "It can't be." So
a third nipple.
It is the legend of the third nipple.
It's the third eye nippler. He can see the future and the past.
Simon has a question about armor. Weren't froghead helms used mostly for tourneys? Looks great and reflections cool. Yes, froghead helms were primarily used for tournaments. However, because in the Hedge Knight, which the aforementioned Hedge Knight, people are like, why does he have a froghead helm? I'm like, because he bought the helmet for a tournament. And so being a Hedge Knight, he didn't have the money to go. That's kind of the thing. Armor's expensive.
I thought all knights were eligible for the jousting tournaments and the whole tournament thing.
You have to be a knight, but it's if you're a Hedge Knight, if you're a poor, armor's expensive, dude. Right? So a lot of the broker knights wouldn't have
broker knights, yeah.
They'd have like chainmail or maybe even just leather armor.
Wow. Yeah.
And some sort of helm. But his first thing was he had to ride a joust. And so he went to this armorer and he traded in some old smaller armor and like some silver, and he got this, and he got this the frog's head helm because it's for the tourney, but it ends up being that's the only helmet he has, so he's got to deal with it.
I mean, yeah, if you dished out money and there's no Costco right down the street or Amazon order a new one, you stick with what you got, you know.
Joe says, don't spend so much time on the wicker. I don't think he gets the joke. All right, so in Lone Star, I spent entirely too much time on a particular page. Oh, this is Lone Star 1. Where is Lone Star 2?
You're already on Lone Star 2?
I'm working on Lone Star 3, man.
Wow. You know, I always remember you being fast.
I don't know.
You were always.
Anyways,
you were always.
There's a page. It's like I drew this wicker chair, and
every threading and
different panels. It's like, yeah, everything.
Wow,
everything in the wicker.
Dude, that's crazy. I'm learning that now. Not to get too intricate with details on costume designs or backgrounds. I made the mistake too of doing that on some panels, and I'm like, oh, I got to draw this again.
What do you mean mistake? It was a choice.
Choice. Yeah. Well, for me, it was like a novice choice that I made. You know, I didn't have the experience to go. You shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, it's too much work.
Yeah. That chair is the stuff of nightmares, but it looked great.
Yeah, because Todd McFarlane said, you know, like he would put a lot of detail in like trees and make a tree really cool, and you know what I mean. So like if you do that with the chair, then you know it's great and visually, you know, appealing to look at.
That's right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dragon Rage.
Yeah, so this is Nuri, and then just to let viewers know, I mean there is mild nudity in it. I mean it isn't gratuitous, nothing like Game of Thrones. It's just the fact that she changes from human form to dragon, and there's no magical shorts that just appear to cover. So
there's a little bit of butt crack, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, a little bit of butt crack.
A little bit of butt crack. That's a great back, Jimmy.
Oh, thank you. You know, I like to think I'm improving, and I thought it's kind of cool. Like the guy comes in, gives her the message. He's walking out, and she's kind of looking over at her fennec fox, who's really her only family and the only family she's ever known and friend is this fennec fox. And so I thought it would make her really cool. I actually remember this is the reason I brought this panel up is because I always remember the advice you gave me for this. You said to me, draw life, like draw from a figure. You got a wife. Tell her to pose for you, right? So it wasn't until later, several wives later, the newest one now, she posed for me. She does all the poses for me in Dragon Rage. Yeah, so that's why the back I think came out so good, because I was able to, I actually had her there as I was drawing her, and the lighting hit and everything, and I was like,
nice.
Yeah. So I remember you always telling me, you should do that. You should have your wife, pose for you. You can draw them, and so that's it's helped me out a lot with throughout, going through here and drawing Nuri. There's a lot of great angles that I could twist and turn because I have a live model.
Looks like you referenced that roof too.
Yes, yeah. I looked at a lot of architecture for barns and medieval stuff. really trying to figure out, like how was the structure built and everything. And it some of the reference stuff I was looking at like had way more detail, and I was just like, oh my god, like I don't want to draw in all this stuff. So I cheated and drew a lot more shadow and stuff because they had candles, they didn't have electricity.
No,
So
but it's a great look because it would be dark, especially with the light coming in through the contrast of the light coming through. It would darken everything else up in there. I probably wouldn't have done that because I don't spot blacks as much as I probably should. But I'd rather fill it up with detail than fill it up with black. Something wrong with me.
well, well, we knew we wanted to do.
Look at all the wood grain that you could have put in there.
Yeah, yeah, and it was fun though putting in all that wood grain, in those beams and stuff like that. It really wasn't that. It was kind of like a cheat putting the wood grain in that way because it was fast and easy to do it that way. Especially being digital. When I spot my black, I can spot them really fast, and
yeah.
So I spent some time on those wood grains, but it wasn't as long as it really looks like that it would have taken, and so we knew going into this that we're going to make an artist proof edition. So there's a black and white edition that has, it's a full comic, it's all lettered, but it's in black and white for those that really appreciate the line work. So I knew I wanted like heavier blacks. I wanted to really contrast and, just to look good in black and white, look heavy, not like empty space and stuff. So I spotted a lot more black and went a little heavier. Plus, I mean, obviously my influence is Dave Finch and Mark Silvestri and, getting to ink Dave, he's been an influence. I went right over his work, inking over his originals. So it's like, it just rubs off on you. You can't, can't shake it.
Tell him I said hi, by the way. I only met him. We hung out one time in San Antonio at the con.
Yeah. Apple still talks about you. He, I told him the other day that you came by the stream and he was on the stream too. He's like, yeah, I was there. And I was like, oh, I was like, cool. He's like, yeah.
What is he up to?
Well, after the COVID thing and everything happened, he's restructuring the convention scene, but he still has his day job that he did. I don't know, something like investments or something that he did. So he's still doing very well, but the convention scene is restructured. So he's planning on building it back up, but he's going to do it smaller.
So funny. I just had a photo of him. At Apple, tell him to come watch this stream.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's
this was when I met him at that's him in the Bane.
Wow. He actually does that pose when he talks. Like he's not even in character. It's just him, Wow.
Yeah, I met him at this Sony live show. They brought me out for because I was doing the DC Universe Online.
Oh, you know what?
Comic book.
He told me the story. About that. He said, yeah, I ran into Mike Miller and I said, Mike though, we used to know. And he said, yeah. I said, wow. I was like, how did you run into Mike? And so he was telling me something about, I remember something about a Sony or something. And
all right, well, tell him to watch this stream and pause it at 1 minute or 1 hour and 23 minutes. And you can
I'm gonna copy the link at that. And I still have the picture of us.
I don't know why this was just on my desk. So I think they were digging through something and someone just threw it on my desk. It's so funny that we brought it up.
Yeah, I still have the picture of us, but it's from 2016 when you came in San Antonio. It was I think 2 years after the one where you would have run into Dave Finch, because I had the chance to go meet Dave Finch before I started working with him, and I chickened out. I was just like,
that's probably the year that I met him. That you just totally fed into this weird meme of mine that anything that I can think of, I have on my desk.
Oh man, are you serious?
You're talking about Apple, and I'm like, oh yeah, Apple. I got a picture of him right here. It's
wow.
Like the most random person you're gonna mention, and I'm like, yeah, I got a picture of him.
So here's a picture of you and me and Jill. Do you remember that? That was in 2016.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got I don't know how many prints of yours. I got a couple. I bought like 4, I think.
Yeah, and then I saw you again. What was that? 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, I
The
was
one
there when
that,
when Scott Williams was there. I was
the
there on
one
that
with that
one.
god awful dome thing or whatever.
Yeah, the Henry B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there in that one. This one right here, I think you were just about to launch Lone Star #1. I remember you and I were talking, and you hadn't started the campaign yet.
Mm,
And so I remember um,
yeah.
that we were talking about it, and this was pre Lone Star.
Yep. And now I'm working on issue 3.
I know it's crazy. I mean, how this?
You wanna see some
Wow.
pages of issue 3?
Yeah, definitely.
D. Lone Star, Mind of the Monster Inks. All right. Wait.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So the first half of this book is essentially the origin story of my bad guy, Svarog. So this is
Oh,
12th century Rus.
dude, that camera angle is so great. Oh God, the overhead shot with the baby.
It's gross, right?
It's awesome though. It's such a great
So see,
panel.
I have slight nudity in mine too. Got little-
Yeah,
It's got baby. peen.
it's got the baby bird sitting on the nest, sitting on the
Uh,
eggs. Man, this is. I mean, wow. I love those pigs. Man, look at
They're
that
eating a kid.
brick. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So he didn't make it, huh? He was stillborn.
Well, so here he is. He's outside. He's playing with his friend, the other little slave boy, and the friend he knocks over and hurts his head, and then he gets the bloodlust on him, and
I
he starts
see
eating.
it.
And his dad comes out and he's like, "You can't eat the neighbor kids," and so they feed him to the pigs.
I love the way he's like in between the fence and his arms over. That's such great body language, and just because they're supposed to be like actors, and
Yeah.
you got to mime and gesture part of the story, and just you could tell the character right away. It's so great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then this is when the Mongols invade and take over their castle, and then they invite them. They're like, "You have death in your eyes. Join us." And they're like, "Okay, let's do it."
and a toddler on your breath. This you should have drawn that guy, one of the Mongols from one of the Huns from Mulan,
Ah,
the guy with the eagle. I love the back shot in that previous one of the horse. By the way, you drew horse booty right there on the right top panel.
oh, yep.
On the first panel, you got horse booty.
I like horse butts, and I can.
Man, they're telling you to zoom in. That's what's going on in your chat.
Oh,
You're teasing everybody
sorry. You
all
will
this-
take the tease.
I
You
know
will deal with it.
all this detailed artwork, and we don't even get to see it up close.
Yeah, I can zoom in. I'll zoom in on the. Oh, this is the JPEG version.
And,
So-
and it's weird though, because I see your work online and it looks really good, but I've seen it in person. It's even better. Like when there's nothing like holding the original, like looking at it. It's got so much more impact than when you're looking at it on the computer screen.
Yeah, something about original art. I've got an original Carlos Pacheco page, and I just love staring at that thing.
Yeah, man. Our T-Bear inked him for a while on X-Men, and
He did.
yeah, that was my favorite stuff, man. I loved it.
Says so. These vampies are allowed out in the day. If you will notice, they are fully covered. This is them. This is Farog and his father. They're fully covered.
Oh yeah, face and all. Yeah.
Yeah. So they try not to let the sun hit their skin.
Wow. Yeah, you're getting a lot of hashtag epic. Dude, that is really awesome. This is in Lone Star?
This is Lone Star.
This is
3.
wow. Oh, in
Mine.
3.
mind of the monster.
Wow.
Oh, Fuzzy says earlier though, that was overcast. That was overcast. And then when you saw the sun coming up behind them, or no, it was either overcast or it was before sunrise. But you saw that they had the hoods on over their heads. So the first quarter of this book is pro-fascist. Not so sure about that. But yeah, this is when they come up and they're about to. So, Svarog has mind control. Well, you probably don't know. You haven't read it. But he can control people's minds. And he goes up to control these guys' minds. And they're like, yeah, nice try. And so he's all excited because he's like, oh, boy, other vampires. And he gets down and the dude just clocks him. It's like,
wow.
He's like, you know nothing of our ways.
The costume designs are great.
Thank you.
I mean, it's crazy though. Like it looks like a movie, like movie costumes. Like you should be doing costume design. Like it looks great.
This is what I do.
Man, I love that first panel. That camera angle is so great. That overhead perspective.
Thank you.
God, look at that. The fence, everything. I love how you put in these rocks, the ground, but you left a lot of space there for colors. I forget to do that a lot. I kind of fill the whole thing in, and then I go, I could have left some more space in there. God, those horses are great, man. Saddles and everything. Look at this, man. Golly.
And
wow.
Bedrolls.
Yeah, bedrolls. I saw the bedroll behind the guys that are actually mounted on the horse. Dude, wow. The guy decapitated. Wow. Looks a log fire, firewood that's up against the building. Man, you still put in all those details. That's pretty awesome.
Details is good. It's good.
How long have you been in the industry now? Like,
I think this is the last page. Oh yeah, there's the page. This is the cover for Mind and Monster.
Wow.
I got some really cool guest artists for the covers.
Look at the hands. Oh, I love it. I love that vampire's hands. Man. Even the tech. I love the texture too. What are you inking with?
I'm inking with a zebra mapping quill.
Oh, wow.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Although I believe I inked that cover with the brush, and you'll never believe, Mr. Winsor Newton Series 7. I'm using these cheap ass watercolor brushes that Walden Wong.
Yeah. He recommended some for me too as well. I was talking to him a couple of years ago, and I asked him, "What are you using?" He showed that to me, so I went out and bought a bunch of them.
Yeah,
I just couldn't do it.
Were you filling it? You got to dip them. You can't fill them.
Oh yeah. That's what he said. You got to dip them.
Yeah.
But I switched to Raphael, the Raphael 84 Force.
Yeah, they're so much cheaper too.
Yeah, they're definitely I save, I don't know, $10-15 per brush. And then
and better quality control on the Raphaels is so much better than Winsor Newton nowadays.
Yeah, I loved it, man. And I'm still using this. I don't know if you recognize this. Okay, the first time, the reason I use this is because of you. It wasn't Salim. It was actually you had this. So now I buy Koh-i-Noor in this big old
84.
Yeah. It's not gonna focus because of the way my camera is right now, I think.
Dang, dude, that's a huge.
Yeah, I got about 8 of these things left, and I'm digital now.
Oh, so mail them to me.
Yeah, if you need them. I'm sponsored by Eon Productions, so I've got all Eon products, and I can ship those out, man. I got their
I'm not even kidding, dude. Mail those things to me.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Send me the thing. You got me on DM. DM me the address. I'll ship it out if you want. I've got this one's halfway full, but I got a whole bunch of them, and I've got the Eon Vortex ink. It's even it's like better than this stuff.
Is it really?
It's really, really expensive, and the only reason I have them is because he sponsored me, and he shipped me out like 24 jars, and I've given away maybe about 20. I think I might have I might have more. I have 4 or maybe, I don't know, more than that. I got 100 sheets of Bristol board. It's all just sitting right behind me in the closet, man. They're just,
I'll use all of it, man. I'm all traditional, you know.
Yeah, It's like
I mean,
the
except for layouts and stuff.
it's like the image board back in the day. It's
Yeah.
high quality, really
Three-ply.
really good boards, man. He
Image
was-
is thick, like 3-ply Bristol.
yeah, that's exactly what this is. It's the stuff that Brett Booth he swears by. And
Yeah, dude, literally, I'll take as much as you're willing to give me because I end up going to Blick and buying the Strathmore. So
oh yeah, no, you're gonna love this stuff, man. I mean, I can even get you in contact with Brett if like he does the thing like since you have a live stream like this, he for the exposure, man, he sends you out pads of these things just for you to just draw on them on your stream.
yeah,
And that's all I was doing. I was just drawing on them on my stream, and then he sponsors giveaways. Like he would tell me, here's I'm going to send you out a pack of 25, and I want this to be a giveaway. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, and then he would throw in an extra 25 for me for doing that giveaway.
nice.
And so yeah, that's how I ended up. I might have more than 100 sheets left over. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, he sent me a lot of stuff.
That's 2 graphic novels for me. That's 48 pages each, so plus covers. Yeah,
man. Just let me know and DM me the address and I'll ship the stuff out to you.
yeah, legit, dude.
Uh-huh.
Says, I was expecting him to say this is his last year doing comics. I was like, dang, Mike, don't talk like that. What crazy thing are you planning? No, it's not my last. I'm gonna do comics till I die, man.
Well, how long have you been in comics now?
Since 1992.
Oh, man.
28 years, brother.
Oh my God. That was Malibu days, wasn't it? Malibu days. Yeah, I remember you saying, well, when I met you, you were already at DC Comics. You had already gone through the image thing.
Yeah, and I was working at Ion Storm at the time.
Yeah, Ion Storm. Yeah, that's right. Man, that's crazy though. And you're still drawing all that detail after so long. Yeah. Because you hear about guys like their work diminishes, they get burned out, but it's crazy, man, to see that your work's actually involved. It's grown from, just looking at that Green Lantern page. Your work has really even improved from that.
That was 22 years ago.
Yeah.
I hope it's improved.
Dang, saying 22 years ago. Oh my God. That makes me feel so old now. Wow. 22 years ago, man. That went by. I remember though, in your studio, do you still have it? You had a Michael Turner sketch, an original Mike Turner, when he used to come in the studio and he did
I literally have that right here.
Man, see that? I'm saying
everything within reach.
Dude. Man, that's crazy. What else can I think of?
Shuffle through the box to get it though. So.
Oh yeah. I still have the page that Salim inked for me. He gave me he inked over my original artwork and he gave it to me, and I still have it, man. That was in 1999 when he inked it.
Yeah.
And I still, when I was inking traditionally, I would pull out Salim's work and go, am I better than this? Because I need to be at this level, and man, Salim he did some great stuff, man.
Yeah, he did 5 pages over me on he did 10 pages. He did a 10. He's the only guy that inked me other than me on Injustice. He inked a 10-page story at one point. I just brought him in. I don't even know why. I don't remember why I brought him in, but yeah, I brought him in and he inked this 10-page.
He did some stuff recently. I say recently now, but it's like 3 years ago with Ryan Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did some stuff with him, and I was like, oh my God, Salim's still got the hand. He's still inking.
Yeah.
I wrote him on Facebook the other day, and he didn't respond.
Yeah, he doesn't respond to me either, but it's probably because he owes me money.
Oh, same here. We the last time I saw him, we helped him pay rent and we paid some groceries and stuff. That was it's like 22 years ago now, but
it's been a few years here too, so
so
funny because he only lives 20 minutes away.
Oh, he's back in California.
Yeah.
Oh, I still got Miss Lynn on my friend's thing. I see updates, but I see a different guy in the pictures, so I don't know what the story is in there. So I didn't want to.
There's a story.
So I didn't want to write her and say, "Hey, have Salim, call me up or something," because then can't write somebody and say, "Hey,
how's Salim handling raising all your kids without you?" Yeah.
Oh wow, man. Yeah, I remember when they were babies. Man, they were little ones back then. And then of course the new one. I remember he had his son, who I think now is in his
This kid's
20s.
like going to college now. Like
My,
he's dude. Salim did a good job raising his kids. I'll say that much.
mine,
I mean, he's
who
a great guy. I'm not disparaging him.
yeah.
He just owes me money.
Yeah, same here. And this is back when we were kids. We were in our 20s. Nobody knows how to budget in the 20s. You know what I mean? We were all poor in our 20s, are bad with money or whatever. So yeah, I mean it's not like, I mean, I know he went on and he started working in video games and he did, we grew up later on, but yeah, in
And
our 20s.
like raising 5 kids in San Diego is no easy feat. I know for a fact. So
No, man. I mean, it's definitely expensive. And I mean, just California itself. I mean, God, you would have like twice the amount of space and land for the same price if you're in Texas.
yeah, I know,
know?
but I'd be in Texas.
Yeah, yeah. It gets ridiculously hot
Look,
out
dude,
here, man.
if we could just have enough global cooling that Texas didn't kill me, I'd move back out there in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
The people
I
are great. The taxes are fantastic. Dude, I've never had. So I probably told you this story when we were in Texas. So in California, when you're moving, you practically have to like bribe people to help you.
yeah,
I pulled up to my apartment complex in Texas when I moved there, and neighbors who I had never met before in my life came out and asked me if I needed help unloading the truck. I'm like,
yeah.
what? Are you gonna steal stuff? Like, I mean, just this level of friendly. Maybe that's just the rest of America, but holy cow, California, that would never happen in California.
Wow. And here I thought Californians were much more friendlier than but I hear it all the time from people that are outside Texas when they talk to us here in Texas. They go, "Wow, you guys are so nice in Texas." But growing up here, it's all I know, so I can't gauge it. I don't.
Yeah. All right, let's start wrapping this up. Give the people some more info on
Yeah, yeah. Well, could we share the screen with audio, and that way we'll play that 20-second trailer on there.
Did you play?
Oh, it's me. I'm sharing screen.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Old age, and it's the middle of the night for me. It's almost 4 in the morning.
Happens. The gray hairs start coming in, and the hearing starts going in your brain. And
it's the gray hair in the ear that makes the hearing go. So it's it's pretty tough.
Vic says 22 years ago that debt is past its statute of limitations. All moochers know this.
yeah. He's like, I don't know you anymore, man. Yeah, there's no chapter 13 with me, so you can't follow chapter 13 with me or something. That's crazy. All right, you ready? I'm gonna click play on here.
Do
guys, ready?
There's a dragon.
So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, it's cool. Where'd you get the dragon?
I bought it. You have to
Really?
Yeah, you buy it from a 3D CG company, and they have a green screen. But I do all that. I built all the trailer and everything.
Right on. Cool.
So,
Is that the first thing you've done, or have you been doing that for a while?
I used to work in television doing lower third graphics, like your Magnificent Seven up there.
Yeah.
Those were the graphics that I used to create. So I put it all together in Adobe Premiere.
But editing, dude, that's a whole different thing. My son's really good at editing, but it's like I wouldn't know my way around that program if freaking paid me.
Yeah, I'd been working in Adobe Premiere for quite a while before that Final Cut and After Effects. I can use After Effects and stuff. So it's cool, man. It's having all these different creative jobs all
Yeah.
came into use doing my own campaign, because I've done web design, I've done the video stuff like that. And have you seen this yet? I want to show you something real quick that I think you're going to be impressed with. That it'd be a good idea for Lone Star, and it's pretty cheap, man. It's not really that hard to do or that expensive to do, but I created this. I'm not sure if you've seen this, but if we show the screen right here, so check this out right here. It's free online on pageonecomics.com. All the viewers can go through like this.
Oh, cool.
Wouldn't that be cool, man? Like, this is like the new way to do comics, because it didn't really cost me very much to do this other than my time.
Yeah.
And viewers can you hear the page flip?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And the thing is, you can't download it. So it's safe. Like, people can't right click on it. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so I put my preview up there like that, and it's online for free. Actually flip through it. And you can change it too. It's totally up to you, the user end. If the user wants to do, they want to see all the pages over on the side. If they just want to read it single page, or zoom in and zoom out, and there's a whole lot of really cool options that the viewer can do to change their experience. And it's mobile friendly. So if you're on a cell phone, if you're on any mobile device like a tablet or whatever, it'll size and format for that. And it didn't really take me that long, to build it. It took me longer to design it, and InDesign putting together the 12-page comic. But the code and everything, wasn't difficult. Wasn't. I mean, what I used to do before. But this itself, you put in a plugin that you put into WordPress that allows you to then use this type of feature on your website.
No, dude, that is dope. Dang.
Right. And you can, and what you could do too is you can actually create like mailing lists, logins. So people, it's a pay service. If you wanted, people have to get a subscription and get access to these books. But this one, of course, is free. But we could have done that. We could have made it where people have to log in and get a subscription in order to view it. But this case, I mean, we want people to see the book and read it. So that's why it's free.
Joe says, send it to me. I will be your beta tester. All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. I hope this gets you some attention on Dragon Rage, guys.
Yeah.
Link is in the description. Let's see if you've moved anything. I don't know where you started out at the beginning of the night. But
We were at 70 something backers at.
okay, well, you're at 81 now.
Oh, 81. Yeah. So we gained about three or four backers.
All right. Well, I don't think we ever broke 20 viewers, which,
wow.
I guess it's kind of late.
Yeah. It's a middle that
We'll do this again. Jimmy, it was great to hang out with you, man. Yeah, we'll definitely have you on again. Maybe we'll get you on a D&Q one of these times.
Yeah. Sounds cool, man. That's like a draw kind of thing where you do your.
It is a drawing contest, Jimmy, and this is where, drawn and quartered.
Oh, I didn't know it was a contest. I've seen you guys drawing. I've come across your stream and I watch.
It's a contest every week, and then the fans get to vote who gets first, second, third place, and then one lucky fan wins a print of the winning gold medal entry. So,
cool, man.
Good time, sub by y'all. It's my most popular show. So,
yeah, definitely, man. Whenever you got an open spot, let me know. Wouldn't mind.
It's on Wednesday night, so let me know if you're open sometime. And
cool,
everybody, this has been well, I don't really have a name for it. Late work night. I didn't really get much work done. We were just doing too much talking.
Yeah, we went down memory lane.
Jimmy Reyes, Dragon Rage. The link is in the description. The link is in the chat. If you're watching this ex post facto, then please do go on over there and check it out. If you like it, do me the honor or do Jimmy the honor of backing his fine dragon project. So Jamie, great to see you. Thanks for coming by. We'll do this later.
God, it was a pleasure, man. Thank you.
All right. And everybody else, God bless you. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow for Drawn and Quartered Lord of the Rings 100th episode. The 100th episode of Drawn and Quartered.
Wow.
Are you not entertained?
Oh,
right.
man.
Bye, everyone.